Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Arsalan and we are on number 7 of solving Python OOPS questions. So we are on day number 7 to solve the Python OOPS question. And here is a question on your screen as create a class called student with attribute names and grade. Implement a method to calculate and return the average of the student. The grade grades attribute should be the list of numerical grades. Create an instance of the class the sample name and grade. Use method to calculate the average and print the result. All right, we will be solving this question out. But just before starting to solve this question, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon button, and bookmark the playlist so that you can get the updates from the channel. So, guys, we have only one question on day number 7. However, it's a very good question to practice, and as we have already discussed earlier that we will be moving on to list as well. So here is the question of list which we'll be dealing today. So let's for now we have only be discussing about like we were only discussing about string and integers value. Now the question comes of list as well. So we will be dealing with list now, and I hope that you will understand it, and I will explain it to you and you will understand this. So if you can guys do this, I will really appreciate whoever can solve this question, and I encourage you guys to solve it on your own. However, I will be just doing the all these steps clearly, and I will explain it to you each and every step very clearly. So guys, let's start the tutorial. And so to do that, first of all we have to create a class named as a student. So we have again the name of the class is the same, but the method is changed. So in this method we have to create the average of the grades. Let's say the attributes they are asking us is def init. Let's mention the attributes they are asking is name and grades. Now we have to pass this value self.name is equals to name, self dot grades is equal to grades. Now we have defined these two attributes. Till now the method remains the same. Now if you guys know what is an average, that is good, but if you do not know, I am going to tell you, and you will learn first of all what is average. So to get an average, let's say we have number of values. Let me write it down in the here below separately. Let's see what let's write what is an average first. So average is what is average? So average is total number of values divided by the total number of their occurrences. Let's say we have values. Let's say grades is equals to, we have like 1 not 1, let's say 80, then we have 70, then we have 50, then we have 40. Like we have 5 subjects, and out of that we got 80, 70, 50, 40 and 90. Out of these 5 subjects, what would be the average grades of the student? So the average would be 80 plus 70 plus 50 plus 40 plus 90, and after adding all of these 5 value, we will be dividing it by the total number of grades. The total number of grades is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, so we will be dividing it by 5. All right, so what we did here is we take all the values of the grades and added them and divided by 5, because 5 is the number of grades. There are 5 subjects. So let's say we have 5 subjects here: English, math, science, humanities, and let's say Urdu. So we have 5 subjects. So out of 5 subjects, we have to take out the total average. So we will be adding all of these value, whatever the value would be, we will be dividing it by 5. And if it's, let's say, one more subject, let's say Hindi as well, so we will be dividing 6 instead of 5 now, because there are 6 number of subjects. So the list, if we put it this in the list form, it would be like this. All right, so we put square brackets here. Now this is a list. I have commented it down, that's why it's showing it in a green. Let me zoom in like this. So now it's more readable here. See, I have just put it in the squared parenthesis. Now I have added all of these values, and I have just what I did, I divided by 6. All right, let's say if it's one more subject, 54, and he or she may got have 54 in it, so it would be divided by 7. So I hope that you have understood this logic now. So to put this grade in a list, this would be the method to put this in the list. Now how do we solve this? The real question arises, how do we solve this question? So first of all, let's create a def method. So again, the name is very important, so I would name it as grades average grades, and I would take self as a parameter. That is mandatory here. All right, now I have to take what I have to take. I have to define the method to calculate the grades. So we know that grades is something like this. All right, let me put it here, and it would be in the form of comment, so it would not make any change here. See, I have put it in the comment form, though it would not make any change in the code what we are applying. So we have grades as a list here. Now we have to just take each value step by step. First of all, we have to consider 80, then we have to add 70, that we have to add 50, 40, 90, 75, 54. So the definite approach would be, the easiest approach would be, I would be just taking a loop here and divide it by the length of the list. See, the length of the list, I will take length of the list would be 7. All right, and if I take loop and add these values, or I can use the function sum, which is already inbuilt function of Python, that is sum. So let me show you what sum would do. Let's say separately here, let me comment down it here, and I would like to show that what I would like to do. Let's say I have a list of L1 is equals to 1 2 3, and I have to take the average of these three values. So how we will take the average? So average is equals to sum L1 divided by len L1. This would give me the average of the, so average would be 6 divided by 3, that would be 2. 1 plus 2 would give us 3. 3 plus 3 will be 6. So 6 divided by the length is 3. So let me write it down here, that it would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 2. Divided by 3. That would give me result of 2. So if I run this, you will see that I am getting what I have to print this as well. Average print average. So if I print the average now, you see that I got 2.0 as the value, which is my average. So this is conventional programming, we all know, but we have to understand the logic that how we are getting the average. Now we have understood that that to find out the average, we do this thing, that we take the sum of the list and divide by the length. So instead of doing going for loop, I can just simply use sum as the sum function, inbuilt function of the Python. Instead of doing loops, we can do it with loops as well, but I prefer doing it with some inbuilt function, because why can we not use the function which has already been given to us? So use the functionality as much as you can. So let me comment it down here. Now let's focus on the oops question. Now we know that how we can find the average. So let's say I put this value inside an object. Let's say I have an object as a student, as like Ahmad is equals to student, and we have to take two attributes. So first of all, it's a name that is already been given. See, it is given, like name is already been given. uh, and again we have to give one more attribute which has already been given, that is grades. Now grades is a list. We will not take it as a string or integer. We will be taking it as it is as a list. So take it as a list. Let me put the same value here. Let me copy this and paste it here. Now we have 80, 70, 40, 90, 74, 54. So Ahmad is equals to student. Let me pass it here so it won't show me an error. So Ahmad is an object here of the class student, and if I print Ahmad dot print Ahmad dot name, you will see that it would print me Ahmad here. See, and if I print Ahmad dot grades, it will give me a list of grades. A list of grades we have got the name. Now we have to take out the average, and we have created a method as well, and we know that how do we create an average, how do we find out the an average, because I've already told you below here that how do we find an average of the value of the list. So list of grades is already been defined here, it's already mentioned. Now let's write the logic here. The logic would be, I would be saying that return, what I'm going to return, I'm going to return first sum of what, sum of grades. So sum of grades would be self dot grades divided by len. So len function will give me the length of the list. So list is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So if I return len self dot grades, and if I print this value here, print average grades, and I have to close it by the parentheses because it's a method here. And if I print this here, you will see I will get a 7 here. See, if I'm getting 7 because the length of the list is 7. So I hope that you have understood it, that what is sum function, what is len function. Now just remove this because it was just temporarily a code to make you understand of how the things and how the average we will be finding. Now we have understood that how do we find. Now let's write it and close it down. Now self dot grades again. Now run this code, and you will see that we will be getting the average as well. So you see we have got 65.57. Now let me put another object here, like let's say Arsalan, and it's Arsalan here again, and which values which we know already, let's say 1 2 3 are the grades, and 1 2 3 are the grades. And if I print Arsalan dot average grade, I should get in fact 2. So Arsalan dot average grade should be 2. See, I got a 2. So to make it more readable, more dynamic, let me do it more dynamically. Let me put f string here, let me put curly braces here. So I would write the average grades of self dot name is this. Okay, so I do not have to return or print self dot names. All right, the average grades of self dot name means any name you put, it will come here. So if I run this, you will see that the average grade of Ahmad is this, the average grade of Arsalan is this, and if you can create another object, it will print you that average as well. So guys, this was all in the question. I hope that you have understood both way that what I have understood. I have explained you in the conventional programming, and I've also applied the same logic in the OOPS programming. The logic remains the same, the method remains the same, but there are some differences in object oriented programming and conventional programming. So I hope that you have understood how to find out the average, and you have understood that how we have applied the logic to find the grades of the students. And this was all for the day number 7. I hope you like the tutorial and you are liking the playlist. If you do so, please comment in the comment section that you are liking the playlist. Thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time.